Yeah. One thing that I have learned over the years is that clients just feel comfortable knowing what the price is before you get started. You know, a lot of attorneys that bill hourly, when the client asks the attorney, how much is this going to cost? The attorney will hem haul around the answer and say, well, I think it's going to be $1,500, but if it doesn't go well, then it could be $1,000. And that spread, and really the $5,000 is not a guarantee that that's going to be the limit of the attorney fee. That doesn't feel great to the client. So it provides some security, some confidence of the client in knowing that I'm hiring you for this. If I can take this hit on, the price, then I know I'm going to get this service, and that's going to be all there is to it. I think it's a way to really take the stigma of coming into a lawyer's office and meeting with somebody that you feel kind of not on the same plane with. It kind of makes people feel more comfortable, I think, in starting that attorney-client relationship.
Agreed. And there's so many surprises in life, and getting a large bill from your lawyer is probably not one of the surprises you want to experience in your life, right? So it's a good thing to have the capability of offering that. And again, when you're first starting out as an attorney, you don't have enough of an experience base potentially to know what is a reasonable flat fee. How much time will this project or engagement take you to complete? What's a fair number for that? And so, one thing as time has gone on in my practice is I will take kind of what I think the cost is for the delivery of those services, and I'll reevaluate it and make sure that effectively I know what my net effective rate is. Say that three times fast, right? And so trying to figure out, if I know it takes me X number of hours to complete the project, what is my hourly rate effectively with that? Because some projects will take more or less time depending on, and then I'm using that to make sure that my flat fees are still considered reasonable and that I'm not overcharging or undercharging for the work that needs to be done. And it's hard to gauge that initially because you just don't have a lot of data to compare with. And that's where it can be helpful to reach out to some colleagues in your city, wherever you're practicing, the county where you practice, or attend CLEs and talk to lawyers that are more experienced in that particular practice area and ask them how they do their billing and how they set those things up. Because again, clients don't like the classic lawyer answer of "it depends" when you tell them how much is this going to cost.
Yeah. And also another factor for me in deciding to do the flat fee, doing the flat fee agreements is just an acknowledgement of the value that the attorney is providing. If we do a trust and you're able to avoid probate, that's an attorney fee that you're actually going to save on the back end. And so that actually helps the client in the long run. It's a value that you're providing. And then when you kind of think about maybe government benefits that you're going to be protecting through the planning that you're doing, that's a value too. And maybe it's trying to do all the documents for a big purchase agreement. Maybe you're dealing with some real estate developers, things like that. Having perhaps a flat fee for that kind of relationship, that kind of legal service would be appropriate. But there's a lot of value that the attorney provides that may not be reflective just in that hourly rate. And so that flat rate may be a way that the attorney can say, this is what it's going to be, no more, no less. And the client feels good about that, and it's reflective of the value that you're providing.